The once tranquil planet of Dezok in the Savar system, home to the Sicosian civilization, was plunged into chaos as seismic events, earthquakes, tidal waves, and meteor showers ravaged their world. The citizens of Dezok, the Sicosians, perplexed and terrified, had no inkling of the sinister force behind these horrific calamities. Amidst the chaos, Sicosian scientists worked fervently to decipher the inexplicable onslaught of natural disasters. The Sicosian leader, Commander Solara, convened the Sicosian Council to address the growing panic and seek solutions to the planet's impending destruction. As the Sicosian scientists delved deeper into their investigations, a shocking revelation unfolded. The seemingly natural disasters were far from natural. They were meticulously orchestrated by a xenophobic race known as the Phosians. This evil species, with a formidable fleet of warships, had devised a sinister plan to conquer planet by inducing catastrophic seismic events. This was their unique method of colonization, which displayed their cavalier attitude and disdain toward other species. The Phosians, hidden in the shadows of space, utilized their advanced technology to manipulate weather patterns and mock attacks in their coup attempts. They created false space events that in turn triggered the devastating earthquakes, tidal waves, and meteor showers on Dezok. This method allowed them to weaken civilizations before launching a final, merciless invasion. The Sicosians, now aware of the true orchestrators behind their suffering, faced a grim reality: the impending invasion of the Phosian Dominion. As the Phosian fleet approached Dezok, a sense of horror permeated the planet. The sky darkened with ominous clouds, and the ground shook violently. Tidal waves towered over cities, swallowing them whole. Meteor showers rained down, leaving destruction in their wake. The citizens looked on, with fireball after fireball, and explosion after explosion falling from the eerie dark sky. The Sicosians, bracing for the final, terrifying invasion, witnessed monstrous ships descending from the heavens. The Phosian Dominion, clad in ominous armor, disembarked, teleported to the surface, and formed the oppressor's ground forces, unleashing terror upon the Sicosian population. In the heart of the Sicosian capital of Chechuk, Solara and her fellow leaders fought desperately against the Phosian invaders. Streets echoed with the screams of the innocent as buildings crumbled under the relentless assault. The horror of the fighting intensified as the Phosians revealed vicious phased energy weapons that disintegrated everything in their path. Despite the overwhelming terror, pockets of the Sicosian population formed a rebel-like resistance alliance. Guerrilla fighters and brave citizens banded together, determined to defy the Phosian onslaught. Amidst the chaos, a mysterious figure known as Rylan emerged, a skilled warrior with a hidden past and a burning desire for revenge. Rylan stood on the battleground and screamed, "I'm coming for you, Phosian scum! You better be ready to fight to the death, because I'm putting you all to sleep, permanently!" As the Sicosian resistance buckled, shocking plot twists unfolded. Rylan, thought to be an ally, harbored a dark secret. He was captured by the Phosians, and it was revealed that Rylan had been manipulated into unknowingly aiding the invaders like a double agent, helping plot the invasion and sabotaging infrastructure. Although he remembered none of it, it was like a bad dream. Betrayal and deception added layers of complexity to the already nightmarish scenario. With their world crumbling around them, the Sicosians devised a desperate gambit to turn the tide. Solara and her people's council, alongside the enigmatic but confused Rylan, hatched a plan to infiltrate the Phosian Dominion flagship and disable the technology causing the planetary disasters. Solara and Rylan took an old shuttle ship into orbit, dodging incoming attacks. Knowing they were probably going to get shot down, they aimed towards the flagship, and just before they were to hit the underside, they both teleported onto the main vessel. Then, a huge crash was felt as their shuttle hit the large vessel's outer hull, rupturing the shields and metal exostructure, causing severe damage. Then, they both made their way through the vessel, dodging alien guards and following the hum of the central Craxus, better known as the engine room. When they reached it, the leader of the invaders was waiting in an adjacent room, waiting for a final fight to start. Solara faced the Phosian leader in a duel that echoed with ghostly screams through the corridors of the massive ship. Rylan, torn between loyalty and redemption, grappled with the consequences of his past actions. In a shocking turn, Rylan sacrificed himself to disable the Phosian technology, revealing a hidden remorse for his unwitting role in the invasion. He grabbed the leader with crystal isotopes in his pockets and pulled the leader into the main warp chamber, which began a chain reaction of antimatter explosions. The sacrifice unleashed a destructive force that crippled the Phosian fleet, granting the Psychosians a momentary advantage. As the surviving Psychosians emerged from the ruins of their once great cities, the true horror of the invasion became apparent. The scars of the Phosian onslaught ran deep, and the process of rebuilding seemed insurmountable. Yet, from the ashes, a resilient spirit emerged. The Psychosians, scarred but not broken, vowed to rebuild their civilization and forge a new era of unity. The Phosians, crippled by their defeat, retreated into the depths of space. The galaxy watched with wary eyes. The tale of Dezok served as a reminder of the lurking horrors that awaited those who dared to conquer the stars. The universe held its breath, uncertain of what the future held for the remnants of both civilizations. Just as hope began to flicker in the hearts of the Psychosians, another sinister plot twist unfurled. As the Psychosians celebrated their hard-fought victory, an eerie darkness enveloped the planet. Unbeknownst to the Psychosians, the Phosians had planted a nefarious seed within the core of Dezok. The dormant, dark energy shard, undetected by the Psychosian scientists, began to resonate with a deadly frequency. Unearthly whispers echoed through the shattered remains of cities, foretelling a nightmarish resurgence. The dark energy within the planet's core awakened, transforming into a dark essence that seeped through the very fabric of Dezok. Streets, once filled with survivors, now became twisted and contorted, resembling a devious landscape. The sky darkened, not with the remnants of war, but with an otherworldly shadow. As the Psychosians reveled in their supposed victory, the dark essence coalesced into grotesque forms of life. Shadowy apparitions that moved with a macabre sentience. These entities, fueled by the vengeful will of the Phosians, began to terrorize and destroy the remaining Psychosian populace. Survivors, scarred by the Phosian invasion, found themselves hunted by these devious entities. Shadows danced eerily through the rubble, whispering the darkest fears of the Psychosians. The once proud civilization now grappled with a terror more insidious than any they had faced before. Commander Solara, initially being a beacon of hope, now faced the chilling reality that victory against the Phosian Dominion was merely a prelude to an even more horrifying chapter. The Psychosians were caught off guard and found themselves in a devilish game where the infused eeriness unleashed a full-on attack which brought the Sarkosians' darkest fears to the surface. As the fighting started up, the darkness destroyed most of the planet. The dark entities were killed en masse, but not before they committed horrendous and savage murders against the Sarkosian citizens. Through desperation, remaining Sarkosian soldiers decided they would use an experimental weapon. It was a large disruptor cannon that scientists had used eons ago for other invading parties. But over the last few days, they had tweaked it to work against the entities, with the phase disruptor energy configured to rip apart the Phosian darkness at the molecular level. So with that, the Sarkosian soldiers turned it on and aimed it at the remaining entities. And just like that, the energy blast hit them all with an almighty wallop as it was set to wide beam, and each entity evaporated into the ether, screaming in a ghostly cry as they went, crumbling into ghoulish matter, gone from the world for good. What was left of the Sarkosian forces sat down and contemplated what had happened. They thought to themselves, "We won, we beat the invaders, and not for the first time either, but was it worth it?" They had lost millions of citizens, and they were concerned not enough remained to rebuild their civilization. The soldiers pondered what to do next, but they weren't sure. As they sat, their concentration was halted by a weird noise in the distance, and through the eerie mist in the sky, a strange, large ancient mothership literally just appeared out of nowhere. Really, just in a flash of light, and there it was. The sound grew louder, but the ship's intentions weren't clear. What was the ship doing here? Was this yet another invasion? Or maybe they were friends sent to help rebuild? Well, the next task was to find out. But before anything could happen, a huge white light flashed, and the noise got so loud, it knocked every remaining Sarkosian unconscious. Will they ever wake up? Or will they be damaged beyond repair? Well, to find out more about this story, you'll need to watch part 2 of the Dezok Manipulation, coming soon. Hey horror fans, and thanks for joining yet another sci-fi horror story. This narrative work was called the Dezok Manipulation, Part 1. If you enjoy stories like this one, please like this video to help YouTube know just how much you dig our sci-fi horror content. Subscribe to the channel if you think we're deserving, and if you want to stay notified, hit the bell for all notifications. As previously mentioned, if you have some quality sci-fi short stories that you'd like to be read out by me on the channel, and you provide your permission, send them to my email, which you'll find in this video's description, including how you wish to be credited, and I'll get around to reading them as soon as possible. Thanks again, and I'll catch you all very soon for another round of sci-fi horror.